Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nadine and today I'm going to be talking about the country of Canada. First off, I'm going to speak briefly about how the country of Canada came to be. This country has been inhabited for thousands of years by many different Aboriginal groups. They are called the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit. In the 1500s, traders and explorers from Great Britain and France sailed across the Atlantic Ocean and settled along the coast. They established many colonies, but they failed to recognize that the land already belonged to many Aboriginal communities. Many Aboriginal peoples lost their lives due to disease and war, and their communities still face hardships today. The French and the British also fought one another, with Canada eventually going to the British. However, French influence remains strong today, with both English and French being the two official languages of Canada. In fact, many people living in Quebec only speak French. And now we're going to talk about Canada's geography. Canada is divided into 10 provinces and 3 territories. The provinces are British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, and PEI. The 3 territories are the Northwest Territories, Yukon, and Nunavut. So far, Quebec and Ontario have taken in the most refugees. The biggest city, Toronto, is in Ontario, as well as the capital, Ottawa. The second biggest city, Montreal, is in Quebec, and the third biggest, Vancouver, is in British Columbia. Canada is known for its wildlife and its landscape, which includes mountains, forests, rivers, and prairies. Next, I'll talk briefly about Canada's weather. Canada has 4 seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. In the winter, days are short and the weather can become very cold. In the summer, days are usually long and the weather can become very warm. Winter is typically from December to February, although it can start in November and last all the way through April. Weather varies across the country. In northern Canada, winters can become quite cold, but in some parts of Canada, particularly the west coast, winters can be very mild. There, it rains more than it snows. And now, I'll speak briefly about the economy. The currency used in Canada is the Canadian dollar. There are no $1 bills. There are $1 coins instead. These are called loonies because they feature an image of a loon, an aquatic bird found in Canada. There are also $2 coins called toonies. 75% of Canadians work in the service industry, but the oil and logging industries are important for the economy too. And now I'm going to be talking about the Canadian government. Canada is a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary type of government. This means that Queen Elizabeth II is the head of state, and her role is practical and legal, not political. Laws are made by the federal government, which includes a parliament and the Prime Minister, who are all elected. Justin Trudeau is the current Prime Minister. Canada is one of the most popular countries for immigrants to come to. It has a population of 35 million people, with international immigrants making up over a fifth of this population. And now I'm going to talk about the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, which guarantees political rights to all Canadian citizens and civil rights to everyone in Canada. The Charter does have exceptions, such as when the government infringes upon the freedom of expression in order to outlaw hate speech and obscenity. I'm just going to do a quick overview of the different rights discussed in the Charter. Democratic rights are protected. This means that you have the right to participate in political activities and to a democratic form of government. The Charter also protects equality rights. Under the law, discrimination based on race, gender, or disability are prohibited. It has also been a source of gay rights in Canada. Finally, the Charter guarantees language rights. This means that people have the right to choose either the English or the French language in their communications with the government. I hope that you guys have found this video helpful, and I'll see you guys later. Masalama!